I'm inside and I saw the Penguin episode 6, Gold Summit. It is directed by Kevin Bray, written by Nick Town, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts several months after the last episode. They're doing very well with Bliss. They got a whole production going on. They got multiple employees, they got a whole bunch of buckets, much more than 2 from last time. They're taking both the Marones and the Gigantes. She renamed the Falcons to the Gigantes in honor of her mother last episode, which I totally neglected to mention because I forgot. But also, she's like, all right, Oz, he's producing too much money, too much product. You know what we gotta do? Bang, bang, bang to some of the street dudes. On the news. It's a sign, it's a message. Yo, we're gonna come after you. If you got Bliss, we're gonna pop you. And so you know what happens? Oz, big brain man, okay? He's like, we're gonna give away the product for free. That creates demand. You give them a little bit of a taste, and then once they run out, they're like, oh my goodness, that was so awesome. Where do I get more? Well, Oz gets more. Oz has more to sell. You can get it from him or a drug dealer of whatever. Bam! Creating a market. Oz is so big brained, it's awesome. I like seeing Victor becoming more and more confident with himself. He stutters considerably less, although he still stutters on some words. He stutters a lot less. When he's confident, when he's hustling, bustling, feeling good about himself, running things, getting confident, stuttering less. There's a guy from Victor's previous life, his name is Squid, the guy who was stealing hubcaps for, accidentally encounters him in the road. And Squid's like, yo, you're alive? Wait, how do you have so much good stuff on you? How do you have nice clothes? You live in Crown Point, right? What's the operation in? Let me talk to your boss. And you know, Victor's like, I don't really want you involved. Well, he doesn't say that, but he's kind of more wishy-washy, definitely very maneuvery about trying to introduce this Squid guy to Oz, because they have an entire operation going on. Whatever this dude was doing, minor leagues to compare to what Victor's dealing with now. Also, Sofia is on Oz's tail. More specifically, Sofia's going through his apartment looking for clues, looking for things that they can use to get at Oz, and they find a drawer dedicated to that chick from the first episode that Oz keeps going back to throughout the episodes and just having a little casual conversations. And she's worried about Sofia coming after her. And guess what? That's what's happening, actually. And so Sofia goes to her place. By the way, for future reference, her name is Eve. And so Sofia and Eve have a talk. I like how at the very beginning of the series, Oz is like, you're never going to give me up. But guess what? Through indirect body and English language, Sofia learns that Eve was working, or at least is his alibi. There's a moment in their interaction where Eve is just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, you can just stay quiet. Sofia's leaving, and then I know where they're staying at, and I'm like, she was going to let you off the hook. That means you were going to betray him because of this key information that Sofia brings to the table. Oz got somebody she loved killed, and so she's angry at Oz and wants to punish him, so Eve is giving him up to Sofia. Ah! Ah! Well, at least she's not dead, at least, so that's nice. I feel like Oz will, unfortunately, reluctantly kill her. That's my prediction for Eve, the character, is what's going to happen to her. She's a bad Gumar. It's a terrible move to snitch on somebody, to somebody who's following this person. Especially when that person was like, hey, can you like cover for me? And then you don't cover for them. That is terrible. You should not do that. That makes you a bad person. Okay? I like how Oz strong arms a corrupt politician into turning on the power in Crown Point with what seems to be pliers on the bridge of the nose. That looks painful. But the power gets turned on. Now they have power and heat and all that fun jazz. While Oz is trying to convince all these gangs to work together so they can become powerful together, do the whole speech, right? Everybody has their questions about their concerns about Oz. He's very snaky and everybody knows that and word goes around. But Oz is very good at convincing people and very good at his words. The gift of gab, as you would say. He's very good at convincing people to do things because he goes into their need to believe, the need to be behind a cause, and he rallies them up. That's what Oz does with these dudes. And while that's happening, Sofia knows the location of where Oz is hiding out. Sofia goes to Crown Point, and you know, there's not really much going on in Crown Point. You can kind of pinpoint once the power goes on, you got the loud music is going because there's this nice little record player going and it's got Oz's mom's beats going, right? All that fun jazz, you can just go towards it. Sofia does do that, goes inside and sees Victor, which she has met before, by the way, with an old lady. And guess what? The old lady is talking about Oswald, my son Oswald. And it leaves on that cliffhanger. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I love it. There is some emotional moments in this episode where we see Oz with his mom. And the mom expresses, oh, I don't want to be alive anymore because I'm just losing memories. And this is just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. I'd rather just die. And we got Oz over here. He's like holding on to his mom, even though she clearly is expressing her desire to die. Oz feels like a bad son. It kind of is. I mean, you're letting your mom freeze and she has dementia. It's for her own good, but also not the best conditions. I understand the circumstances, but she's still freezing. Pick up a blanket from somewhere, Oz. Give her a couple more comforters. There's also this little brother that keeps coming up, but Oz doesn't want to talk about. And then the mom brings it up, and Oz is like, don't talk about him. I'm like, what's going to happen? What's going on? Well, did something happen to this guy that was so traumatic that Oz can't speak of it anymore? What did Oz do to this kid? Now I'm thinking that Oz did something to this guy. Or something. Or maybe he died tragically. Who knows? I'm really excited for the rest of this series, and I'm excited because Oz is doing so well. And now we got Sofia's in the apartment. I'm thinking she's going to crowbar the mom to death before Oz can get there and protect her. Maybe Victor won't be able to protect the mom, and then Oz is going to get really mad at Victor. Then they're going to have some sort of conflict. That is my prediction for next episode. What do you think, though? What do you think of the series? I'm loving it. It is great. It is engaging the entire time. No dull moments whatsoever. I gotta give this episode, it's a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one the platform really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, go to patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 dinos for one movie review per 1 month. This link tree really helps support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm in salad sauce. See you later, my salad, croutons, and bacon bits.